everyone, it's Monday and I'm Steph. I just got back from our road trip from Comic-Con a couple hours ago. I have food and I have a drink and now we're gonna do the video. That's how I'm rolling today.
Geeks of the Week.
So first off, thank you for everyone who said like have a great time and good luck on cosplay stuff. I really appreciate it. Note that Razor and I did not get finished in time for the convention, but we hit some snafus last minute, but that's okay. I will complete those at a different time. I did get to enjoy the con more and all the after stuff a bit more without having to stress, so that kind of worked out in the end. And major shout outs, of course, to Luluco, who sent me the nicest message ever and threw in a Fruits Basket reference because she's amazing and I heart her. And now on to convention talk, because let's be honest, it's all you really wanted to hear about from me, right? So the con was amazing. I managed to pick up some really cool stuff and I met some really cool people, and I've been slowly posting photos on my Facebook page, but the one I just posted up just a few hours ago actually was me and the creators of Venture Brothers, who were nice enough to take a picture of me even though they were actually on their break at the sales pavilion, just like standing out there having a drink and smoking and taking a complete breather, and they took a photo with me and they were awesome. I was also able to meet the owners of Anavos, who do all of the replica Star Trek uniforms. They actually have a couple other things, I think like Battlestar Galactica and something else. And they were really cool, and I got to party with them, and it was really awesome meeting those types of people, because that's kind of what Comic-Con is all about, is just meeting new people and kind of networking and just being awesome with all these really awesome people. Costume-wise, the two costumes I did bring, which were Supergirl and Super Vanellope, went really, really well. I was literally at the DC booth for about 4 hours because I couldn't move because I was just swamped with pictures. I was also interviewed by DC for some costume contest stuff. The Nerdist was there. I got to talk with some artists and I got to see all the new figures that they will be releasing, and everything was just amazing. I was actually really surprised at how well received Super Vanellope was. I was part of the superhero Disney princess group, who is amazing, and I'm so glad I got to meet some of them because I already knew some other ones, but the ones I did meet were so nice and so awesome, and their cosplays were amazing, so I'm really glad they accepted me into the group. The best part about cosplaying Vanellope is always the little kids. Kids were just flying and flocking to me, and it was just amazing that all the kids were there, and then the costume was so well received. Like I said, I really wasn't expecting all the love I got in that costume. I even won a Hall Cosplay award from the Costumers Guild, which was really cool. They even gave me like a ribbon and things. Actually, one of the main highlights for my Vanellope costume was this guy in the crowd who was like, "Oh my god, I need to take a picture with you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And after the photo, he was like, "Me and my wife actually worked on the movie Wreck-It Ralph, and you're the best Vanellope cosplayer we've ever seen." And I was just like, "No!" I'm like still freaking out that like someone who actually worked on the movie loved my costume that much. That's huge for someone who makes these things to actually like compliment me on my work, especially when it wasn't even like the traditional Vanellope costume. So I'm just like, I'm still freaking out about how much love Vanellope had, and oh my god, the experience was just amazing. Now, of course, you can't go to Comic-Con without buying things. Buying things is the huge thing at Comic-Con. They have all the exclusives, they have all the fun stuff, and this year, of course, was no exception. There were 3 things that I knew I simply had to get at this year's Comic-Con. That was the Chogs from the two creators, and the Super Best Friends Forever figures that DC was putting out, as well as the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Harley Quinn figure that Kotobukiya has, and luckily I got all 3! So here is the box for the Chog. It's signed by the artist and the writer, who are both super cool and awesome, and I can't even tell you how amazingly wonderful both of them are. We seriously just talked to them for like 30 or 45 minutes while they were signing at the Image booth. They were just really, really cool. The Super Best Friends Forever figures are ridiculously adorable, and those come from the DC Nation shorts on Saturday mornings, and I knew I had to buy these the moment I saw them a few weeks before the con when they released all the information about exclusives. And of course the unmasked version of Harley Quinn from the Kotobukiya booth. I have yet to take her out, but she is gorgeous and will soon be part of my shelf of sexy ladies. So quickly just going back to my conversation about the people of Chew and how amazing they are. Me and my boyfriend really wanted to get something on the more expensive side at Comic-Con. So we were considering like doing like a really old comic, like the first appearance of somebody, or just like a really well-known arc, just something really nice and kind of antique. But we learned about the original artwork from comics and how they actually sell the original art. It's obviously one of a kind because this is hand-drawn and it's the sketch for the actual page that you see in a comic. So when we heard about that, we're like, oh man, we should try to look into some of those. And then we found out that the artist of Chew had his book there of all his original artwork from the comic, and we just had to get it. So I don't want to put any spoilers out there for people who have not read Chew, but this one is from issue 30, which is a huge issue, and something very important happens in this issue, and we managed to grab one of, I think, the most beautiful pages in the issue, which is where Tony, other Tony's twin sister, is looking at herself in the mirror when she's trying on her wedding dresses, and I just want to cry every time I see this thing. Not only is this a beautiful sketch, but it's just so depressing from the comic, and I can't believe we managed to get this because I would have thought it'd be like had sold out already. Like there's only one of these in the whole world and we own it now. And as you all know, I'm a huge fan of the Amekami figures, and then they came out with an Amekami comic, and while I wasn't a big fan of the actual writing or story, I did love the artwork, and it turns out that the artist was there and he talked with me, and he gave me his last Amekami print of one of the covers he did, and he signed it for me because this is the one with Robin in it, so I was like, I have to have this one because it has Robin and I'm Robin. Another thing that we bought was a Dread badge, and this was one of the Comic-Con exclusive Dread badge that they have. It's not like super shiny, it's more on the matte finish side versus the other one that they had was like super metallic. It's actually metal and it's very weighted. It weighs a good chunk, and this is actually what my boyfriend bought. I bought a Dread badge, which will come next month, but instead of saying Dread, it's going to say Steph. What? You bought a Steph Dread badge? Yes, I did. I'm going to be Judge Steph, and that's going to be flipping awesome. One big bummer of the convention, unfortunately, was the Saga signing, which was on the last day of the convention. Brian K. Vaughan, I think his name is, who is the writer of Saga, had one signing time, and that was it. And it was at 11 a.m. on Sunday. So we were like, all right, we're going to get there early, and we're just going to stand in line like at 9 a.m. to get these signed. But little did we know, that was a ticketed event. It didn't say anywhere that it was going to be a ticketed event. No one even knew it was a ticketed event. But they had a very, very limited amount of tickets. And unfortunately, I got to the booth at about 9:10, and they sold out by 9:05. 5 minutes, and all of the tickets were gone. I was just so mind blown because it's not even that popular of a series right now. What made me even feel worse was that when I checked out the line later, before I had left the con, almost everybody in the line just had like the trade paperbacks. So I was like, you probably just bought those here. That really sucks. Like, I've been a fan since like you first started, and I can't get anything signed by you. So that was a huge bummer, and that really bummed us out, even though the last day of the con kind of put a damper on things. But to make myself feel better, I bought Tribbles. But I bought a bunch of other stuff here and there, not worth really mentioning. But yeah, I had a great time, bought a lot of things. But of course, I couldn't forget about my fellow geeks, who I, of course, had to buy things for like I did last year. So they already sent me their addresses, and hopefully I can send those off either tomorrow or Wednesday, so you guys will have them next week for your videos. And I really hope you like them. I try to pick out things that are more like con exclusives that I can get for you, because it's seems a little bit of a waste. If you're going to Comic-Con, you can get something that you can get anywhere, right? So yeah, that is my Comic-Con. It was really good. I don't have any other conventions 100% planned this year. There are a few that I would like to attend, but we'll just kind of see how the cards lay out in the future for those. But yeah, like I said, if you want to keep up on like photos, interviews I did at the con, people I met at the con, definitely keep track of my Facebook because I'll be posting everything there. But you should also, while you're on Facebook, check out Geeks of the Week Facebook. There were a couple people who spotted me, and I'll be putting their pictures up at some point tonight or tomorrow. So look out for those if you watch this channel. And yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, check out the other awesome geeks this week. And I'm sorry this was long. This was probably really long. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, just kidding. I went to Comic-Con, I told you all about it. You just watched it. You just watched it, whatever. And with all that being said, I will talk to you all next Monday. Bye. You're so cute.